DC. Tonight's show is a fantastic show featuring a guest from the live studio audience, along with Hollywood's own Sean Michael Walker. Now please, everyone, if you could rise and welcome to the stage your late night talk show host, Greg Dubner.
Show host to finish out the night. So, hey, thanks for coming out. Got my colleague and partner here, Mr. Joseph Yipnow. So give a round of applause for Joseph. So coming in here, you guys wrote down some subjects that we're going to do a little monologue on right now, so I haven't looked at them yet, so excited to see what jokes and stories you wanted to hear from us. So, Joe, let's hit him with the first monologue.
First one will be threesome.
Oh, jeez.
That's when you have 3 people having sex.
Okay.
Same time.
Same time.
Same time, same room, same place.
Yeah. You know, I wanted to go into the story about the time when I almost had a threesome, but I feel like that's not the most appropriate for the live studio audience. So that's something that
Tell
you
them
guys...
when you actually had a threesome.
But I actually made it into the third place. You know, I think people... I think that when people think about the threesome, it's probably a lot better in their mind than it actually would be. And I can't imagine, I'm married, I have a wife, and I can't imagine who would be someone that I would trust to just bring in that third place. And just be like, you know what, it's like, oh, you do yoga too? I go, that's cool, so maybe that would make a good threesome partner. I don't know. Probably not though. All right, what else we got?
All you had to do was ask, by the way.
Joe is on my short list. He's on my short list right now.
Related. This is all about the same person I mentioned. Conception.
Conception. So I have a 6-month-old daughter at home right now, and she was conceived in Australia. My wife and I were visiting in Australia, and we were staying in a friend's house, and so we've been staying there for about 2 weeks already. And we were just hanging out in the living room one day talking about things, and she goes, "Oh yeah, well you know that this house is haunted." And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Oh yeah, we have a ghost for a while, like, at late nights he'll come out and I'll see him and he'll say stuff to us and kind of hang out and do his thing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've been here for 2 weeks and then now you dropped the haunted bomb on me?" Like, now I had to stay in this house. So like every night I got out of my bedroom and I'd be like, "What the fuck's going on? Like do I see something?" It's a kitty litter box. I can't tell what's going on. But
do you think that person was just trying to get you to stop having sex at their house?
That's very possible. So then my next thought process was though, so I'm worried that this ghost has like an effect on like the spirit of my daughter. Like now that there's like a ghost, like my daughter will now have like ghost powers because she was conceived in a home that has ghosts. So nothing yet. So hopefully nothing happens to that. What else you got?
Probably anal, but let's
Yeah.
see.
Not anal.
Joe Biden's smile.
Joe Biden's smile. So, like a lot of people here in DC, I got my degree in government politics from the University of Maryland, and I did an internship. UMD? Yeah. Go Terps! I did an internship with Congressman Steny Hoyer, and so I was in another office. He was in like his House Whip office, and I never saw him the entire time. So the final day, we get to actually meet him. So we all go into his room, all of us interns, and he hands us these little, he doesn't hand us, someone else hands us all these little wrapped boxes. And so he gives us his present, and he goes, before anyone can open them, he gives us his present, and he goes, they're space pens. And I was like, well, why did you wrap them like if you were gonna just give it to us and tell us that they were space pens? And so we opened them up and like lo and behold, they were space pens. And he was like, then he gave us a line that was like, you know, Congress approved NASA and NASA has made all kinds of technology that has helped everyone's modern day life. And I was like a space pen? Like, are people like laying in bed upside down writing shit and being like, I'm so glad that Congress approved NASA and that we can have this technology. Formerly, I was not able to write upside down in bed.
Sounds like he was stumping for votes from his intern.
Yeah,
Congress does good stuff.
yeah, I was like,
Everybody who works for me.
yeah, I was like, you got my vote, bud. You got it already.
Yeah, right?
What else we got?
Reading a raunchy book.
Reading a raunchy book.
I thought it said crunchy book.
That's also not bad. So, do we have any 50 Shades of Grey fans out here? Anybody read it? You don't have to say you read it, but we can all agree that we know it's a raunchy, sexy book. They're making a movie about it right now. So I normally have a beard, and occasionally I'll shave it. And then one time I was getting headshot photographs taken, and I shaved my beard, and I had this like really weird crazy look on my face. And someone had mentioned, oh, you look like the main character from 50 Shades of Grey. And I have a cousin who fucking loves the book. Like, she's like so into this book, like loves it to death. And she was just like, no, no, my relative is not Christian Grey. Like, that is not cool. Like, we will not have those two worlds combined. She was not at all excited about that.
Cross her off the three-way list.
Yeah. Let's do one more. Let's see if we can get one more for the audience here.
For the audience this time.
This one's for the audience. This is all been for me, guys. Let's see what we got.
Shakespeare's lesser works.
Shakespeare's lesser works.
I like them all. So.
You like them all? They're pretty good. He's got a pretty deep catalog. In high school, in high school, we had to memorize a Shakespeare verse or something like that to do like a little presentation in English class. And so I memorized it, and it always kind of stuck with me. So whenever I would have to go like do something with Shakespeare, I would always say this verse, and people would be like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. And like, I literally know like 4 lines, which is, I'll give it to you guys, which is, now is the winter of our discontent. Made glorious summer by the sun of York, and all the bones that... Oh, I don't have the rest of it. That was it. That was a good start, right? I would have just stopped like one word earlier. You'd have been like, oh, no, this guy's a fucking guy. He's a fucking guy. All right, so that's our monologue. Thank you so much. So, Joe, heard you just finished a big project.
I did. Yeah, kitchen remodel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It was rough because we didn't have a kitchen for like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go out for dinner all the time,
Mm-hmm.
which not rough at all actually. It's just costs a bunch of money that you don't have when you're paying someone to remodel your kitchen.
Yeah. Now, when you go out to eat a lot,
Yeah.
I feel like for me, I get angry that like the food is good, but it's not great. And like I'll be eating at a restaurant, like anyone can go there and like enjoy the food, but once you've eaten there so many times, you're like, oh, this is fucking another 4-star meal. Come on, like, what's the problem? Do you get that?
No.
Okay.
Why do you keep going back? If there's anything in DC, like it's restaurants, you can find some new ones, right?
Yeah, I mean, but the ones that are close to your house.
Okay.
It might not even be the fact that they're not. That's not like one particular thing, but it's like when you have a threesome every night.
Sure.
Like the 5th night, you're like, come on, like another threesome. Like I've been doing this 4 nights in a row. Like can I get a night off?
No, I would be pre-booking future dates.
Okay.
So you're the host, you're the big time host, and I'm
Right.
this guy on the couch. You know, you're like tired of 4-star movies and banging multiple people.
Yeah.
I want more of that.
Yeah. It's a tough life.
To be Greg Tyndale for a day, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
People talk about it. So fantastic. So hey, this next portion of the show is something that I'm very excited about. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to need some help from the audience. So I would actually like someone from the audience to come up here on stage with us, and we're going to do a little interview that's going to help the show. So is there anyone here who's brave enough? We won't make fun of you, we won't do anything crazy, we're just going to ask you some normal questions about your everyday life. This is also a point where if you're here with a significant other, you can raise their hand and get them to come up on stage. So is there anybody on stage in the crowd who would be interested in doing that? Anybody?
There's a hand.
Up top? All right, come on down. Hi, I'm Greg. Have a seat. So, what is your name?
Sue.
Sue. Sue, tell us about yourself. Do you live here in D.C.?
I live in the hinterlands. I live out near Dulles.
Out near Dulles, okay. So are you totally stoked about the Silver Line? No? So public transportation is not your excitement point?
I lived in New York, so
Oh.
it's kind of like, it sucks, really. It
Yeah.
doesn't run all night. It's slower.
Mhm.
You don't get good quality crazy people. I mean,
So tell me about the quality of crazy people in New York.
well, I'm the Swiffer sweeper for crazy people.
Mm-hmm.
You get on the train and you look around and you try to establish who is not crazy on the train.
Yeah.
And you sit down and you think, I'm good. And then across from you is a man with his laundry who then sings the entire Four Seasons catalog, starting with Hey There Lonely Girl. And you think, Jesus, she's right in my soul. Yeah. So you get that, and then you get the people that make meth. You can tell them. It's a urine bleach smell.
Yeah.
You can't really miss it.
Yeah.
So
Why do they put urine in that stuff?
I don't know. It just happens that way. They do it in hormones too. So I don't know. It's a thing.
I like that you use the phrase that you're a Swiffer sweeper for crazy people, because I feel like you normally would say like a magnet, but I had never thought that Swiffer sweeper will catch things, including crazy people.
Yeah. I catch a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you doing while you were in New York?
I worked for Barnes and Noble. I did events for them.
Okay. Like what kind of event?
Worked with authors and things, Anthony Bourdain, I worked with him once, and, actually, Ethan Hawke wrote a book, and this is when he was, I know, it's funny. And this was during the Luma period, so I worked on down 8th Avenue, and I was in a deli, and this guy was on the phone everywhere, like in the salad area and everything. I was like, who's this jackass on the phone? And he was paying, and he was talking on the phone. I think that's rude. I think that the minute that you interact with someone, you should put the phone down and say, thank you, deli person, here's my money.
Common courtesy. That's just common courtesy.
Common courtesy. So I was like, who's this jackass? I'm gonna look, see. And it was Ethan Hawke, who I was supposed to do an event with, but then they canceled it. Apparently there wasn't enough interest. But there was, and he was talking about a script he was trying to sell too. So I was like, who's this bastard who thinks he has a script to sell? It was Ethan Hawke. So.
If you would have gotten him to actually do the event, would you have big time him the whole time on the phone and just been like, oh, I'm sorry, Ethan, give me 1 second. Oh no, yeah, life is good, I'm good, going on vacation. Oh, Mr. Hawke, hold on for 1 second, let me finish this call.
No, I probably would have been, stroking his ego, because you have to make them feel good before they go on and sign autographs and stuff.
Yeah,
So.
that's all that Joe and I were doing backstage.
Yeah.
He was sweating Maggie. He was just like, Greg, you're great. You're going to do great out there.
Yeah.
We're really excited to have you here.
I can tell. You guys are like,
He was like, thanks, sidekick person.
Right,
You know?
right. Yeah, you came out to James Brown. That's bold. That's bold. Not many white guys could even take that.
Yeah, including me. I'm one of those guys that can't do it. But.
Well, college try.
Yeah, give it the old college try. So, how long have you been here in DC?
Since 2004.
Mm-hmm. And are you still in the book industry?
No. Now I work for a government contractor.
Government contractor.
Like everyone else.
Like everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of contracting?
Stuff.
Okay, so some secret stuff we don't want to get into.
It's just stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Nuts and bolts. Whatever.
So if there's one thing you wanted to tell America.
Nuts and bolts on a submarine?
Nuts and bolts in a nuclear
Just
facility?
I don't know.
The nuts and bolts in Joe Biden's smile?
We got it.
No.
We got it.
Yeah.
Hey, doing a great job.
Thank you. That helps a lot. I want to tell you about a script I have.
I'm interested already.
Okay.
I'm intrigued by it. That's what people say about scripts.
So if you had one thing that you wanted to tell people about yourself, what would it be?
Wow, man, I don't talk a lot about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more than just my cats. How about that one?
I think that's the perfect place to leave it off. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the next person to come out here is a close personal friend of mine. He's a fantastic actor coming all the way from Hollywood. He actually has a new movie which is eerily similar to the events that our first guest just recently talked about. Please give a round of applause for Sean Michael Walker.
Hey, nice meeting you. How you been, Greg?
I've been fantastic, Sean Michael.
Wonderful.
Wow. I think when people see someone who's a child star grown up like you, it's hard to disengage from those old memories.
Right.
How has that been for you to be able to get farther away from that childhood star persona?
As a child, people just treated me with kid gloves, and when I came out as gay, and then I started doing drugs in elementary school, and I don't remember most of high school.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because you didn't go.
No.
Yeah.
What?
You didn't go to high school.
No?
You may have forgotten that part.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a GED.
Ah,
I got a GED.
the old college stride.
Right. So so I have a movie coming out.
Oh, fantastic. I'd love to hear about it.
It's called Knights of the Emperor.
Knights of the Emperor. Wow.
Yeah.
So what was it like filming this movie? Where were you shooting it?
New York City.
Oh, fantastic.
It's an Ethan Hawke vehicle.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So were you able to meet Mr. Hawke?
I was a co-star. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So what's the movie about?
The movie's about a train,
Mm-hmm.
subway train that won't stop.
Wow.
Yeah. The key is it's a loop. It's on a loop.
Okay.
So it doesn't crash into anything. There's just a lot of action.
There's a lot of action in it.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds fantastic. And did you bring a clip?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I brought a clip. I won't talk about it. It'll explain itself.
All right.
This is the culmination, when the bad guy comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, let's see the clip. Listen up. If this train goes below 55 miles per hour, we're all gonna crash and die.
It's on a loop.
What are you talking about, a loop?
We're gonna be right back here where we started.
He's playing mind games with us.
Playing mind games with us. Get on the ground, motherfucker.
You never close your eyes. Oh, when I kiss your lips.
Four Seasons? No?
No, you better guess it or else this train will crash. There's no tenderness.
Bonnie Raitt.
Not even close. Like fingertips.
Glenn Close.
Damn it, Glenn Close did sing it once.
Yeah. So what happened to you? Why would you want to make everyone go crazy with you?
Because I can't go crazy alone. You know what it's like going crazy alone?
No.
It's bad. It's bad news. It's better to have friends. All I ever wanted was friends. That's why I took everyone hostage, just to make friends.
Just to be friends with them? I'll be your friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be your friend too, but give me 1 second, I just gotta make a phone call.
That's really rude. You're having a moment.
Hey! Uma! Hey, how's it going? Yeah, no, I'm just finishing up an acting gig. That was totally cool. Dinner? What do I do for dinner?
Hey, we're
Dinner?
ripped open emotionally
It's
here.
the denouement.
I was trying 1 second. Uh-huh. Oh, no, Pulp Fiction was a good movie. Yeah, you were great in that.
I don't even want to be friends with him anymore. Back to Death Train.
So yeah, that was the culmination. You may have recognized Jennifer Jason Leigh as the.
Yeah, wow, she was fantastic. Yeah. Really transformed for the role.
Really, yeah. It's the last thing I've seen her in since was it Leaving Las Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, not familiar with that film.
No.
I don't like sad movies.
You know?
No.
Then you wouldn't have liked my. Did you like my the film that took place in France that I did? Paris?
I wasn't a super big fan. Did you bring a clip?
Yeah, it's called Slowly Dying.
I think let's see the clip.
Yeah. Goes on like that for a while.
Thank you so much.